1964, as Western money inundated Saudi Arabia in exchange for oil, a new leader, King Faisal, took the reins. Seeking societal modernization, he introduced TV, bureaucracies, and a welfare system. However, two formidable threats cast shadows over Faisal's vision: the Wahhabists, religious leaders who had granted legitimacy to his rule, and the looming spectre of communism in the Arab world. Faisal, a shrewd strategist, devised an unconventional plan. He used the Wahhabists to counter the international threat of communism, keeping the religious leaders occupied with their own concerns. With oil money, Faisal established Islamic schools across the world, intending to fortify Sunni Islam against the rising tide of communism. This nuanced strategy aimed not only to counter external threats, but also to redirect the fanaticism at the core of Wahhabism outwards beyond Saudi borders. This dual-pronged approach successfully thwarted communism in the Arab world, whilst mitigating the internal risks associated with religious fanaticism. The United States, entangled in the global struggle against communism, silently endorsed this maneuver. However, it became evident that the Saudis were not traditional allies. Their relationship with the United States was a strategic agreement, not a steadfast alliance. In a foreshadowing gesture, King Faisal publicly scorned the United States of America at a United Nations event in New York in 1966, signalling an underlying tension in the delicate balance of power. As the oil money flowed, Faisal's calculated approach navigated the ideological battlegrounds of the Cold War era. The complexities of power, ideology, and unspoken agreements came to define Saudi-American relations, setting the stage for a turbulent chapter in the Middle East's intricate geopolitical tapestry. In the scorching summer of 1967, the Middle East became a crucible of tension, and from its crucible emerged the infamous SixDay War between Israel and its Arab neighbours. A sinister overture unfolded, with Palestinian guerrilla attacks on Israel emanating from Syrian sanctuaries, fanning the flames of volatility. As conflict loomed, a cascade of miscalculations danced along the precipice of war. Syria, gripped by the spectre of an imminent Israeli invasion, urgently sought Egypt's support. In a strategic gambit, Egypt, led by President Gamal Abdel Nasser, boldly ordered the withdrawal of UN peacekeeping forces from the Sinai Peninsula, deploying its troops to the region. With the drums of war resounding, Egypt and Jordan sealed the fate of a region on the brink by forging a mutual defence pact. The tinderbox ignited on June 5, 1967, as Israel, encircled and fearing an imminent Arab assault, unleashed a preemptive strike against Egypt, Syria, and Jordan. In the blink of an eye, Israeli forces swiftly captured the Sinai Peninsula, the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, the Old City of Jerusalem, and the Golan Heights. Yet, the spoils of war morphed into the seeds of discord as the status of these occupied territories evolved into a contentious battleground between entrenched adversaries. The SixDay War left an indelible mark on history, laying the groundwork for decades of geopolitical tensions and territorial disputes. The echoes of decisions made in that crucible of that turbulent moment resonated, haunting the region with repercussions of a conflict that forever altered the geopolitical landscape. In 1969, as the world was swept by the winds of change, a figure emerged in the chaotic landscape of Libya.
A new revolutionary star. He was a young man, only 28 years old, born deep in the Libyan desert, where his parents still live in a tent. He was Colonel Muammar Gaddafi.
Seizing power in a swift coup on September the 1st, 1969, Gaddafi embarked on a journey that would inadvertently shape the modern world. Gaddafi's disdain for the racism he encountered during his training in England fueled his conviction that his role was that of an international revolutionary, challenging the power of the West. The seeds of this belief system took root early, sown in the turbulent soil of his experiences in England.
Colonel Gaddafi, you came to England when you were in the army for an army course for 6 months. And could I ask you what you remember of England and what you liked about it, or perhaps disliked about it?
In fact, we ill-treated in that place.
Ill-treated in what sort of way?
In many ways. They ill-treat us every time. They hate us anyhow.
Is it true, Colonel, that when you came to England and you brought your tent, why did you do that?
To show the people in England how is our life. We are in tents because of colonization. It is a result of colonialism.
Gaddafi's disdain for the racism he encountered during his training in England fueled his conviction that his role was that of an international revolutionary, challenging the power of the West. The seeds of this political belief system took root early, sown in the turbulent soil of his experiences in England. The coup, driven by economic disparities and foreign entanglements, ousted King Idris I, paving the way for Gaddafi to assume a position of charismatic authority. The birth of the Libyan Arab Republic under the banner of the Revolutionary Command Council became a symbol of nationalism and anti-imperialism. Gaddafi's ascent was not just a power shift, it was a seismic event resonating through the sands of Libya. A restless nation yearning for a new chapter found its voice in the enigmatic colonel. Little did the world anticipate the controversial and tumultuous era that would unfold in Libya's history. Gaddafi's rule introduced a revolutionary theory, the Third Universal Theory, an alternative to the prevailing forces of capitalism and communism. In the form of a little green book, this theory became Gaddafi's ideological cornerstone, albeit one that found few readers. The world glanced at the green book, yet its contents remained largely ignored, lost in the complexities of Gaddafi's vision.
Colonel Gaddafi has tried to explain his new concept of government in what's called the Green Book, dealing with the solution of the problem of democracy. His third universal theory isn't capitalism or communism, but a system of popular committees and commissions who are always referring their decisions upwards. And the Green Book says some pretty remarkable things about political systems outside Libya. On parties, on page 23, he says, the party is the contemporary dictatorship. It's the modern dictatorial instrument of governing. But perhaps the most significant passage is the very last sentence in the whole book. Realistically, the strong always rule. That is, the stronger part in the society is the one that rules.
As Gaddafi's Green Book gathered dust, the narrative of his rule unfolded, leaving an indelible mark on Libya's destiny. A journey that began with revolutionary fervour and anti-imperialist rhetoric would eventually take unexpected turns, contributing to the intricate tapestry of the modern world, a tapestry woven with the threads of a little green book and the legacy of a man who believed he could challenge the very foundations of global power.